Mike, I remember hang gliding with Mike. I remember we almost got killed in a hang glider because he put the harness on backwards, and when he took off the hill, this was up at Silmar, and as soon as he took off, the harness wasn't on right, and he kind of about fell out of it, and he's hanging on the bar, you know, totally out of control. The hang glider's going down, and he's trying to push the bar out to get it to pull out of this dive it's in, and he managed. He was even backwards. He was looking at the tail, you know, instead of the front. He managed to turn himself around and get it pushed out there, and actually saved himself. But that's one of the things I remember about Mike. Yeah.
Okay. How about
Kind
Terry?
of a scary thing.
Yeah.
Terry,
Any memory?
I remember when he caught his room on fire, because Terry's room was so messy. He had some cords going under the carpet, and he'd walked on so many times the cords were fraying out, and it caught the carpet on fire, which caught his room on fire. So we're in there throwing buckets of water trying to put it out. And now, also, what I remember is Nathan and Terry used to room together. And Nathan being very organized, and Terry being just the opposite. We finally had to build a wall between their room there so that Nathan could be on one side and Terry could be the other, and they could keep the room separate.
Good.
But they all have their own talents, and Terry is very talented at doing artwork and pen striping, and just super talented at stuff like that.
Okay. What about Nathan growing up?
Nathan?
An experience or a funny moment or?
I remember when Nathan used to play with his neighbor kids, Billy and, what was Billy's name? Billy and, yeah, Billy Swallow. And let's see, what did they do anyway? I know, what was it, Billy Swallow anyway? I can't remember what they used to play with Billy Swallow a lot. And their mother didn't like it or something, or other, because he was too good of a kid. I don't know. Yeah.
No, I didn't mind Nathan being over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Nathan got bigger in high school, and then he didn't like Billy following him around like this. It made him look bad.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, Billy Swallow used to follow Nathan around.
And they always felt guilty over kind of putting him off.
Yeah.
So he didn't make him look uncool.
Okay. How about Becky?
Becky was always Miss Tidy. I remember her as being Miss Tidy. But when she was a little girl, walking down the halls when we lived in Placentia, if the throw-go was messed up, she'd stop and straighten it all up. And so I remember going down the hall and messing up the throw rug just so I could watch her straighten it up. Because she was so cute straightening it up.
Okay. Sabrina?
Sabrina used to walk in her sleep. I remember one time she went across the street and knocked on the door of some hippies. and I remember them waking up at, somebody's in our house. This is when we lived in the old house here by the shop. And I get up, I'm ready to pound somebody, you know, because they're into my house. And they say, no, wait, Mr. Solesbee, it's your daughter. She was over at our house, and I just brought her back.
Tammy?
Tammy. What could I say about Tammy? Tammy was always Miss Popular. She wanted to be Miss Popular. And she was a very cute girl. But
You didn't want her to date that guy, so.
yeah, I had a run at one of her boyfriends one time. I ended up bashing his window in with a baseball bat because I told him to get her back at a certain time when he was late. So I stood out there by the front of the house, and when he brought her back, I said, "Get out of that car." He didn't want to get out. He was going to drive off, so I bashed his windshield in with a baseball bat.
Because not your slate, you didn't want it eaten.
And then I threw the baseball bat at the car when he took off.
Wow.
Our
So,
state president
anyway.
loved to laugh over that
Oh
for
yeah.
years. He thought that was so funny.
And Greg.
Greg, Greg, I remember scouts with him building little sort of pinewood derby cars. No, not pinewood derby cars. These are actually soapbox derby cars. I remember building one of those with Greg, and kind of a project we had going with the Cub Scouts. But let's see what else I do with Greg. We did a lot of things with Greg because I had more time to spend with Greg because the shop was pretty much running then, and he was the only one at home. So because the other kids were all gone, Mike was on his mission, and
Model airplanes every weekend.
yeah, model airplanes and motorcycles.
Do you have any other things you want to say or throw in there that we didn't ask you, or anything in particular?
Well, I want to say that Martha has helped on just about everything I've done. She's helped build these airplanes that we built. You know, I built 3 airplanes, and Martha's been there. And you know, I remember when the first thing we did, we got married, we built a boat. And working on the boat, you know, Martha was pregnant with Mike, and Martha used to say that I was using her for a weight because you know, in this boat I was building, when the boat was built upside down on a frame, and you had to bend the plywood around the front, you know, around the nose. Well, it's real hard to push it down, so I'd have Martha sit on it while I screwed it down.
My sister told me one year, yeah, and then when you're pregnant, your husband uses it for an anchor, and oh boy, did I laugh.
Yeah.
I so knew what she meant.
Yeah. But Martha's always been there helping whatever I did. Building the shop, she's done the book work, and always been very supportive of whatever we did. And I think that's why we've been successful.